in the hype church. He should be able to, Pastor Oche should be able to count on you in the hype church. They must be certain, they must be sure that if they give you a responsibility, they can go to sleep. Let's open our Bibles to 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 10, verses 22. 1 Samuel chapter 10, verses 22. It says, therefore they inquired of the Lord further, as the man come here yet? And the Lord answered, there he is, hidden among the equipment. There he is, hidden among the equipment. That is a follower who is hiding from responsibility. That is a follower who is hiding from responsibility. Nobody could find him. Only God, who sees for everything from heaven, could tell them that he is hiding he is hiding behind the equipment. And that person I'm talking about is Saul. That person I'm talking about is Saul. And you know how Saul ended up? He ended up a failed leader. He ended up a failed leader. Saul ended up a failed leader. God gave him an instruction: go into the I think the Amalekites, destroy everything they own, destroy them, destroy the animals, destroy everything. Saul came back, I think, with the leader and some animals, and said that they want to use it for burnt offering. Did God tell him he wants burnt offering? God didn't tell him he wants burnt offering. God said, destroy everything. That is a leader. In the first place, he was hiding. He was hiding. So every hiding leader, every leader that shrinks back from responsibility will always end up that way if they don't do anything about it. 1 Samuel 3:3. 1 Samuel 3:3. Here I want to talk about Samuel. I want to talk about Samuel. I want to talk about Samuel is a contrast to Saul, an opposite to Saul. 1 Samuel 3:3. The lamp of God had not yet gone out, and Samuel was sleeping in the tabernacle near the ark of God. Samuel was sleeping in the tabernacle near the ark of God. Near the ark of God. Eli, the old man, the priest in the temple, was sleeping in his room, while Samuel took upon himself to sleep in the tabernacle, not only in the tabernacle, but beside the ark of God. Whatever is going to happen to this ark will happen to me first. He slept beside the ark of God. That is a good follower. Now, they've not given him any responsibility. He's still a boy. They've not given him any responsibility. He was a boy at this time, but he understood that if I'm going to become a leader, I need to be a good follower. I need to be an effective follower. I need to be a leader. I need to be a follower who is always around, so they can see me useful and commit responsibilities into my hands. That is the kind of follower we should desire to be. That is the kind of follower we should desire to be. So Samuel slept in the tabernacle beside the ark. The boy Samuel showed himself available. Eli was sleeping in the room, but Samuel slept beside the ark of God. No wonder God called him as a boy, because God already saw that leadership potential in him, that if he's a good follower, he will be a good leader. So at the tender age, at a small boy, God called him. Another example is Saul before he became Paul. Acts 9 verse 1. Act 9 verse 1. Then Saul, still breathing threats and murder against the disciples of the Lord, went to the high priest. Notice, he went to the high priest himself went to the high priest and asked letters to the synagogues of Damascus, so that if he found any who were of the way, whether men or women, he might bring them bound to Jerusalem. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly a light shone around him from heaven. Then he fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to him, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? And he said, who are you, Lord? Then the Lord said, I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting. It is hard for you to kick against the gods. You know the full story. Saul himself went to the high priest and requested letter. He was doing something against God. He was doing something against Jesus. But Jesus called him because he knew if he could go that route, if he could be such an effective follower, he would be an effective leader. And God called him. God called him. A lot of people complain. They're not giving me anything to do. They're not giving me anything to do. But you're not even showing yourself as a worthy follower. You're not showing yourself as a worthy follower. You're not taking up any responsibility in the house of God. You're not taking up any responsibility. Even come in early in the morning and be the one to arrange the chairs without giving you that response. Come in the morning, be the one to arrange the chairs. Be the one to arrange the chairs. Come in the morning, be the one to clean this place. Or come a night before, be the one to clean this place. Be the one to clean this place. And as you do that, God that sees in secret will reward you openly. God that sees is the same thing in our place of work. The same thing in our place of work. They are looking for people to go do some works that you think is dirty. But those who go there and do it, when the time comes to choose other level of leaders, they will choose those ones. They will choose those ones because they've seen that they are worthy of the post they're about to give to them, because they've shown themselves effective as followers. They've shown themselves effective as followers. They've shown themselves effective as followers. So what's my main point to this? What I'm saying is, make yourself available. Number 2, have a willing heart. Have a willing heart. Now, they sound alike, but they are different. This one, it sounds alike with making yourself available, but they are different. Because if you make yourself available and you're not willing, that's eye service. You just want people to see you, but you're not ready to do it. You're not ready to do the work. That's eye service. If you make yourself available and you're not willing, that's eye service. But if you make yourself available and you are willing, First Samuel 3:4. He says that the Lord called Samuel. Listen to this. That the Lord called Samuel as a boy, and he answered, "Here I am." Listen to this. This verse 5. The Bible says Samuel ran to Eli. Samuel did not walk. Samuel ran to Eli. The moment he heard that sound, he thought he was a boy. He thought it was Eli that was calling him, not knowing that it was God that was calling him. He ran to Eli. He didn't walk. He didn't jog. He ran to Eli. That's to show you that Samuel was already expecting Remember, he slept in the tabernacle beside the ark of God. He was already expecting responsibility. So when they called him, he didn't bother to walk. So God won't change his mind. He ran to Eli. That is the attitude an effective follower should have. Always willing. Before they call, you are there. Before they call, you are there. Before they say do this, you're already doing it. Be the one to populate this place. Be the one to go into your area and talk to people about Hype Church. Be the one to talk to people about Hype Church. Be the one to invite people to Hype Church. Even if you are inviting them and you don't even have money to call them, talk to anybody, talk to any of the high executives. They'll be glad to even recharge your line. Be the one. Don't let them start cajoling you, promising you that they will give you this before you can do what you got, before you can do what you're supposed to do. It is not right. So the boy Samuel was willing. He was more than willing. He ran to Eli. Responsibility will always fall and remain on those who have a willing heart. Responsibility will always fall and remain on those who have a really willing heart. Those who show themselves available and are not willing, in the first place, they might give them that responsibility because they can see them. But eventually, they'll mess that responsibility up. They'll mess up that responsibility. So be willing. Run to take responsibilities. Number three, to be an effective follower, follow with the vision in mind. Follow with the vision in mind. That means to be an effective follower, you are not only part of that organization, you know what that organization wants to achieve. You are not just there. You know what they want to achieve. You have thought about it. You know what they want to achieve. You have thought about it. You have thought about your place in the organization. You have thought about how you can use your giftings to help the organization to achieve what they want to achieve. How you can help the organization achieve what they want to achieve. You are here. We are all about maximizing lives. So you should be thinking, how do I use my gift to maximize lives in the Hype Church? How do I use my giftings to maximize life? How do I use my talents? How do I use my skills to maximize life in the Hype Church? That should be it should be part of our prayer constantly. It should be part of our prayer. Lord, use me in the Hype Church. Lord, use me in the Hype Church. Lord, use me in the Hype Church. Because if you show yourself available, God will put responsibilities into your hand. Lord, use me in the Hype Church. Follow with the vision in mind. Follow with the vision in mind. Because you can't show yourself available, you show yourself willing, but you are doing the wrong thing. It still does not add up. You need to show yourself available, show that you are willing and doing the right thing. Doing the right thing. So follow with the vision in mind. You can't follow effectively if you don't know what the leader or the organization are all about. All your following will be in vain if you are not helping to build, but scattering. All your following will be in vain if you are not helping to build, but scattering. So ask yourself now as you are seated, am I building or scattering the Hype Church? Ask yourself. Am I building or scattering the Hype? Am I helping to build the Hype Church? Because it must first start in the house of God. I am emphasizing on the Hype Church because it must first start in the house of God before we take it outside. Am I helping to build or scattering? Am I helping my organization, even the way I work? Am I helping them to build, or am I scattering the organization? So quickly, benefits of following effectively. Benefits of following effectively. Number one, following effectively brings you into your inheritance. Following effectively brings you into your inheritance. Numbers 14:24. But my servant Caleb, because he has a different spirit in him and has followed me fully, I will bring into the land where he went, and his descendants shall inherit it. When you follow effectively, you are not only following for yourself, you are laying a foundation for your generation. You are laying a foundation for your generation. That's what the word of God says. He said, and his descendants shall inherit the land. Numbers 32:11. Surely none of the men who came up from Egypt from 20 years old and above, these are youth, from 20 years old and above shall see the land which I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me. Because they have not wholly followed me. Because they have not wholly followed me. Another reference, Numbers 32:12. Except Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kizite, and Joshua, the son of Nun, for they have followed me. For they have wholly followed the Lord, and they have wholly followed the Lord, and they will see the promised land. They will see the promised land. Following effectively leads you into your inheritance. Following effectively leads you into your inheritance. I know that for sure. I know that for sure. Following effectively leads you into your inheritance. Because even where you walk, no right thinking leader would pick someone who is lazy, who is not ready to do anything for their kids, and put that person in a position that matters. No right thinking person will do that. So it is when you follow effectively, that you'll be placed in your place of inheritance. So I challenge us this morning. Let's keep asking ourselves. Let's keep praying about it. If you think you are falling short of being an effective follower, begin to pray about it. This isn't that we are fasting and prayer. Let it be a part of your prayer point. Lord, help me. Help me follow effectively. Help me follow effectively, because let's take it out of the church. Let's take it out of the church. Following effectively is a road to where you will become all God has destined you to be. Because now if you think that where you are at the moment, if you think you are just passing time, then you are not just passing time. You are not just passing time. That place has something to do, because things will always work together. That place has something to do with where you are going to. So it is better to commit yourself to wherever you are and become the effective follower that you should be in wherever you are, no matter how small. Because God will always take you from that place. I could remember when I first joined the Estone Church. I joined as an usher in bypass. Always there, arranging the chairs. When pastors passes by, you say, God will bless you. Always there, arranging the chairs. Anytime we have service, I will go as early as possible, arrange chairs. When the then pastors, when they needed to do something, maybe we needed to do something, they'll pull call through to me. How far are you available? If I'm available, I will surely come. The rest is history. The rest is history. The rest is history. That's how God designed it. Always show yourself as an effective follower, and one day, it might be 10 years, it might be 15 years. I don't know when the time will be. One day, that leadership responsibility will be placed on you. And as I close, Jesus said, follow me, and I will make you. When he was calling the 12 disciples, he said, follow me, and I will make you. Leaders are made in the place of following. Leaders are made in the place of following. They are first followers. In the place of following, they are building themselves up. They are building up muscles. When they place the baton in their hands, they know how and where to run towards to get the result, to achieve the vision, to get the result, to get things that they need to get done, to get it done. And I pray that what we have shared this morning will help us and not stand against us. In the name of Jesus, let's stand to our feet.